Hello, everyone. Welcome back to the South Bay Syndicate. Today, we're going to continue our testing of the new Lawless time leaders with the Director Krennic. Krennic allows you to sacrifice one of your own units to create a credit token, adding additional resources to build your board out faster. And we're going to pair him today with aggression to try and build our board into large capital ships, planetary bombardments, things like that, while utilizing the smaller aggression units that let you have, when defeated, that create clones, disrupt their hands, create spies, does indirect damage. So we'll be building up as we disrupt our opponent to try and get some victories. Let's jump into some matches and see how the new Krennic can do. We have a fun matchup to start here. We're playing post-rotation decks only, and we run into a Krennic Blue. I think Krennic Blue and Krennic Yellow are the more popular ones that people are testing out right now, but we thought it'd be fun to try Krennic Red. I think we're very early in testing in general, so there's going to be a lot out there. In this case, with our hand, we're going to go ahead and keep it. We have our extra resourcing. We have our Dengar, which is a great combination here. If you are able to trade out with their highest paid unit, you can get highest cost unit, you can get an extra token. So what we'll do first is play the Patroller, sacrifice one to build a credit, and we'll build from there to try and get our stockpile out early. The thing we have to worry about with Krennic Blue is they're going to have removal. So we need to think about how much we're dedicating to any one credit exchange, so we avoid getting killed with the removal. It does look like they are not here. So maybe we won't be able to get started with this matchup. There we go. They're going to keep their hand. We'll put the Bendu and the Devastator down, and we'll look to get more big units later. And we'll start with the patrol. We'll go ahead and sacrifice one, create a token. They're going to have the force here, so we have to be careful with that as well. We like the planetary, that could definitely come in handy. We'll get our one in. They'll sacrifice. There we go. We're okay with that. We're hoping that they play something that we can kill with this Dengar and pick up another token. But not sure what that will be. That won't do it. So I think what we'll have to do here is play this out to protect ourselves. Now if they attack in and True dies, we pick up the token from Dengar's ability. So that's what we're hoping for here. We'll go ahead and claim. They don't have the force right now, so we can just attack in. They're going to sacrifice. I like that to get a Talisman's Assassin. They don't have the force again, so they really have to think about what's going to happen here. We'll pick up our token. They'll play Talisman's Assassin. Okay. All right. So here we'll get to use one of the newer cards to keep them off the force. We'll get to use the Haymaker, and we'll be able to defeat that for free. And now we are in a good spot. So we'll get an attack in. We're going to go ahead and sacrifice this. We don't care about what they're going to do. We'll pass. We'll put the Light Maker down. We're excited to resource here. And now we're up to 8 resources. So we're going to be in a pretty good shape. They're also going to resource. That's good. We are definitely at an advantage here. I think what we'll do is we'll hit the ground. And now we have a big unit to play off our Krennic, and we still have a lot of resources. Okay, so we'll flip. Go ahead and kill that off. So yes, they use the ability. They still can do their 4 damage here. Now we'll go ahead and kill this. And they'll be able to trade this out, which I know is what they want to do. We'll take the let's call it war so that we can do some of our own work. Oh, okay. They decided not to flip Krennic. Interesting. Interesting. So we'll go ahead and attack. We could have played out the confidence in victory, but with them playing a deck like this that has a lot of removal, plus they had not brought their leader out yet, we can run into an issue like this with First Light. So they probably didn't want to do it that way. They have to do the damage first, then attack in, I think. So it's a good, oh, okay. So it's a good battle back and forth. We're going to hit them with the indirect damage. That's 12, so they really have to make a choice here. I'm assuming they're going to take some of it on Shrewd, which will allow us to let's call it war. I think they're not understanding. Oh, there they go. They got it. Okay. So go ahead and kill Chirrut and get some damage on Krennic. Now they have to hit our Krennic, and we'll claim. We don't need the stockpile here. We'll kill off their Krennic. We'll play our guy. And now we feel more comfortable playing our unit here. Let's see what they do. Well, they don't have an answer here. We just swing in. So if it was in a different situation, we might not, but I think here we'll go for it. See if they have a craving power or Anakin. The Anakin is interesting. We'll pick space. And we'll see if they have an answer for the First Light. They claimed, which means they lose, I believe. Yeah, so we were able to get there with that. Who knows what else they might have had. And maybe it did make a difference, but we were able to win with the Let's Call It War. And good matchup between Yularians, or Krennics, I mean. And now we get a Qui-Gon Blue Force. This will be super interesting. If we can keep them off of what they're trying to do. We do like this hand a bit. We can start with the Patrollers into Dengar or into our ramp. The Ozzel is actually interesting here, but I think a Craving Power might be more better because we might be able to disrupt their trying to switch units out. So right here we'll go in with the Patrollers. And we'll sacrifice one to create a credit. With a double cross is also interesting. The stockpile, a lot of good options here. I think we'll start with the Dengar. I like the double cross. That could come in handy, and I enjoy highlighting our different new cards. We're going to claim off of this. We don't care as much about getting that attack in. So we'll go ahead and, you know what, we'll sacrifice that. The exchange here does not give us another token, so we want to make sure we build them up. And this Haymaker also will let us exchange in a positive way. We have a chance here to stockpile to get to our leader much more quickly. The double cross after the stockpile could be interesting. Double cross could also be interesting if they pick up or play out a larger unit off of Qui-Gon's ability somehow. Sure. We'll go ahead and take that out. We don't need that on the board anymore. If we ramp here, we'll go to 6. We can then do an exchange if we want. If they put a pilot or something up, maybe we even do it now. They do not. Okay. We'll go ahead and stockpile, and what we'll do is basically exchange those tokens for resources. We do lose one of our big ships, which is unfortunate. They bounce, into a chopper. We'll go ahead and claim. They're going to play that back out, I think. No, they're going to play. I don't know what's going on. They played a lot of stuff. Okay. We have a second double cross. I think here we're happy to play this out. We get a token for that, which is great. And so now we can figure out, okay, there goes the Ahsoka. We'll lose the Haymaker. We'll trade the shield. We'll see what they do. They don't have the Force right now, so I don't think they're doing much. I think if the Dedra lives, we're pretty happy. Sure. So I think what we'll do here is we'll deploy. We won't really get any value off of it, but we will be able to get rid of the Ahsoka. They'll have to attack to get on the Force. We'll play the Gonk droid because the double cross off that could be interesting. Yep. So they get the Force back. There's an Anakin. They may bounce it. I don't know. They will. Sure. They could bounce again. So they have some interesting bounce starting. We have a lot of resources. We've only seen one big unit, so we could have held off on our leader deploy, but we didn't really need the Ahsoka coming after our hand over and over again. And now we're just drawing kind of dead. It's early, but we don't like what we're seeing. We could see the Anakin come out again. We do. We'll go ahead and play the double cross. We'll take the Anakin. We'll give them their token. And this is fine. I think it gives us opportunities. We can also just sack the Anakin if we really want to. So that's where the double cross can come in handy as well. But in this case, I think we'll claim. We'll take some damage. They can send this guy back to our hand if they want. And we really need some of our bigger units, right? We've drawn mostly small. This went under with resourcing. And so we're in a weird spot until we draw out better. This is okay. Yeah, so let's go ahead and do this. What's underneath? Just the one ship, right? Maybe the Craving Powers. Grab a Craving Power and a ship. And we'll see if we can make this work. But for the most part, unless we draw some of our bigger units on the ground, I think we're in trouble. There's the Sentinel. And we just couldn't do it. We just couldn't draw anything other than small units the whole game. And that will be enough for them to finish us off. And GG's to our opponent and their Qui-Gon. Very cool to see. We will, yep, GG, man. That was cool. And we'll go into our next one. Ooh, and we got Admiral Who Knows with the Obi-Wan Red. So I think Obi-Wan is definitely popular. If you're looking at his price, it's been going crazy. We'll see if we can combat it here. There we go. We were looking for something more along the lines of being able to ramp. You can see last game we kind of got stuck in no man's land. We see the Gifted Urchin to help them get the Force. We already resourced one First Light. We'll put the second one down as well. Normally we would go into the Dengar here, but I think what we want is our resource guy. Yeah. We'll go ahead and claim. I think we'd like to get another attack, yeah, with the Dengar. We don't mind if they take this Ozzel out of our hand. We'll see what happens here. They get an attack in the base. We'll play out our Sentinel. We'll do some damage here. Yeah, we'll do some damage there. We'll take it, protect the pod. Go ahead and claim. How close are we to a Krennic? Not close. Okay. So I think here we can go ahead and trade out. They can take the Krennic. They got a Sorcerer's Blast. Set in Ferocity. We'll go ahead and take that down. And we're up to 15. So they're definitely putting pressure on us. We got a double cross here. I do think what we want to do is play out the Fulminatrix, do some damage, flip our Krennic. Them drawing was amazing. We'll be able to kill off the Obi-Wan. A little bit of kill off there. We can go ahead and claim. And now I don't know about the double cross, but I do like this. And we're starting to turn the corner on them. Sure, I don't think, okay, so they're not understanding what our cards are doing. Yep, there's another there. We'll just kill that off. We'll kill that off, and we'll make sure we own the board. They have cards in hand, sure, but we're feeling good about our board state. A couple of missed sequences on their end. Probably some new cards they're looking at to our benefit, and so we'll be able to finish off the game here. We'll go ahead and claim to end this one. Yep, and GG's to our opponent there. I do think we were going to turn the corner either way. It was very close on some of those pieces. They probably could have played it or sequenced it a little differently to get some more damage in, but overall we were able to get there. And we see a Yularen Nabat Village, or I'm sorry, I keep saying Yularen, a Vonreg Nabat Village. We will go ahead and start here. We have some space, which I do like, but overall, I think it could be rough. The Haymaker might be good. Let's mulligan and see. Okay. That's not coming out. That's probably not coming out anytime soon. So what we'll do here is we'll play this guy out and sacrifice. I don't know if they're going to the ground, so we'll make sure to get our token. And then we'll have a ground presence, and then we'll play out our mercenary and then sacrifice him on the second turn so we can have 4 resources and a credit token left over. We'll see what our opponent does. These new leaders are super interesting. If you haven't had a chance to really mess with them yet, I highly recommend just kind of testing out different cards. That's what we're in the process of doing. The new sets look like they're going to be so fun. And when all the cards are loaded into Carabas, I think there's going to be a lot to do. I've started to see some people with the Sebulbas, and those are interesting. Unfortunately, his ability is not working now, but even without it, they're so fast. And that 4 cost, basically frozen in carbonite attachment that's out there that lets them also do 2 damage to your base is just a menace. And when they're going that fast, and then on that resource turn, they can just play that on whatever you're trying to do. It's been super interesting to see. Okay, so here we were able to create a credit. We're on 3 resources. We're going to go ahead and play this out. And the spy token is left over to do some damage. And we'll be able to sacrifice this. And now we're on a resource and a credit. So we're going to 5 resources. And we're going to have 1 credit. So we can play 6 total. But that's not what really we're going to do here. We're going to try and get up to our deploy turn to try and slow down their space, because they're doing a lot to us right now. They're going wide. They're going to play Vonreg. They're going to start hitting for a lot. And we need to be able to get our leader out to hit that ability. And it doesn't look like it's going to happen. There's a good chance that they'll be able to finish us before we get to that point, and they have punch it, which is also great for them. But on the plus side for us, what we're going to do here is we're going to play. We're going to. Which one? So I think here, actually, we get rid of this. We don't need it. Here we play Fulminatrix, right? And we flip Krennic. And we hope that it's enough. But they're already going to have us to a very high number, right? And I don't know that we're able to recover from that. But we do have the first light to ambush next turn. And we hope for the best. But you can see the math already, right? They can do 7. They can put us to within 1 shot of lethal here. And it's just too fast for us. There's nothing really we can do to get out in front of us. We don't have any space sentinels. This shield will cover them. Yeah. So, I mean, I think we're only on really their 5 resource turn. And in any other situation, you'd think, oh, we have a chance here, but not really. No, we do not. So we have to attack in. It doesn't mean anything. And they're going to be able to finish us off. And GG's to our opponent. And we have seen that, like, these super aggro pieces can get out in front of us. You would definitely bring in more of the space pieces that can crash in, ambushers, things like that, to try and control it. Okay, here we see a nice 3PO green. One of the fun things right now is we really don't know what we're going to get from our side or their side with anything. We're just trying card combinations, trying out new leaders, how they work out. I think here the Let's Call It War could be very big. The Krennic probably doesn't come out. The Gonk's okay, but we're probably going to go create a credit into Let's Call It War. Yeah. Oh, we might have to go again. Okay, we'll pass on that. The Ozzel is interesting in theory, but I'm not sure that it holds. We've been messing with it a little bit. What we want to see is, that's what we wanted to see, actually. We're going to claim. We do not want that doing damage to us. So I think here we can go ahead and Let's Call It War. To help us with this space onslaught that's coming in. I think their leader comes out here. We just don't have any units, right? They have a Beguile. Okay. We'll get 1 damage in. I think I prefer, the longer this game goes, I think the better for me. So if they were to attack our unit, I think we would have been okay with that. We'll go ahead and claim. And we'd love to see something other than this. But we'll play both of these out. We'll drop the double cross. I don't think that's going to come up here. And we're still 2 turns away from our leader. And they have to discard off of that, which we're okay with. And we might need to leave this here. As odd as that is, we might need the craving power on that. Oh, we do love this first light is great next turn. So we are actually going to craving power and go ahead and kill that off. And then we're going to start to try and turn this game around. Now we do know that, oh, very nice. Okay. We do know that next turn we're going to be able to bring our leader out with the first light and really do some damage here. So what we're going to do is flip first light, we'll trigger, we'll attack in, and we will trigger and kill Babu Frick. And now we have a lot going for us. Even this is not that scary because we have the craving power for our first light. But let's see what our opponent puts out there. They will be able to tap something down on attack. Oh, they're going to tap. Okay. So they can tap one down or not. Oh, maybe they, I don't know. Oh, they don't know. That's right. They don't control another space unit. So we'll claim. I think here we can then go ahead and craving power to get rid of the Keller and Beck. And this will put us in a nice spot, I think, to control the board a bit. We'll go ahead and get rid of 3PO. Get rid of that. And I think we'll play this out. We'll protect our resources because we can play, they're going to beguile. I'm guessing this guy. Beguile's nice because it means we can take out their queen this turn. Sure. So they beguiled. We don't need there. And GG's. I think what we were going to be able to do there was take out both our units, play out our Intimidator if we wanted to, or play our Persecutor, and we were just going to be in good shape. Even with the Intimidator, we could get the Krennic back. I think that's the main thing. And I felt pretty good about our spot there, and GG's to our opponent. And so it wasn't as fast as some of the space stuff we ran into, thank goodness. And here we have a Barriss Offree Virgin's Temple. And so let's see how we do against this. Again, it is a blue deck, which is generally going to have some removal. So even if we try to get big, we'll see if we run into issues. We'll put the Devastator down a little early for that. And what we want to do here is Occupier, sacrifice, get our Expendable Mercenary out, sacrifice, and then be up in the resource range that we feel good about. So we'll go ahead and do that. We understand we're risking the idea of will we have anything on the board by the time we want to come out. The craving power on Krennic could be really nice. Go ahead and bring him out. And we'll sacrifice him as well. And we'll see what we can draw from here. Because now we're definitely going to be taking some damage. We can play, I think we'll play the stockpile. And this is where the risk comes in, because we are getting close to being able to flip our leader. But will we have anything to flip him with? We're not sure. But we could flip this turn really if we wanted to. But what we'd like to do is have some units to play with it and not just get shatter pointed, which could definitely happen. So we will play our Devastator out and see if it sticks. And a Devastator here when they're on 5 resources feels really good, feels powerful until the Shatter Point, right? And then we feel awful. There's a No Glory, very similar. But we'll claim and we'll try one more time. This time we will try with our Krennic here. And maybe they just have the removal in their hand. It's very possible. We're playing a blue villain deck. They usually have removal. And all we can do is try. And this is what we want to do with Krennic, right? They're on 6 resources. We're on 9. We're getting Devastator out. They had both No Glories. So that is what it is. We'll go ahead and claim. We'll go from here. And at this point, I don't know what you can do, right? You're putting out your big units, you're playing your game plan, and they have all the removal for it. And so you have to think about, is there another path with Krennic? I'm not sure. I haven't had a chance to build out another path yet, but this definitely is a path that hurt. Okay, so they did... I didn't know you could defeat leaders with that. That's unfortunate. Okay. So you can defeat a leader with this? Wow. Cool. All right, so it looks like they're just going to win here. GG's to our opponent. They had each thing that we tried to do, they had the answer for. And they had it in the right way at the right time. And that's how it goes sometimes. The blue decks have definitely proven to be difficult for us. And I think that continues to hold. And we go to the next one. Ooh, and now we have a Thrawn new base. So I've really enjoyed, I think, testing out what we're doing with the Krennic here. There's a lot of fun things that you can pull off. And then there are situations where you just can get stuck. And I think that's where we've been in the last couple. First light going down feels nice. And here we go. We will go ahead and sacrifice that. These two together in Twin Suns will probably be amazing. If you're thinking about like what could work. That's just something to think about. If you're a Twin Suns fan, I think you can play them when defeated. You can activate them with Krennic. Could be a lot of fun. The double cross could be interesting. The Let's Call It War could knock both of them out. And this can get us caught up to where we want to be. Let's try this. I'm sure they're going to have something that sacrifices in a minute. So we'll just have to be ready for that. Get an attack in. I really like the Let's Call It War here before they sacrifice that somehow. An exploit is out of the game, so I'm not sure on that front. The Haymaker looks pretty good. We'll get rid of the double cross here. We'll play Let's Call It War. We'll do both of those. Take one. So I think I need the... We'll go ahead and take the indirect. It's not ideal what's happening here, but it is what it is. Take that guy out. The Craving Power is actually pretty good. So is the Haymaker. We can do both here. Or we can play the Bendu. I think the other two are the better option. We'll Craving Power here. They'll be able to take advantage there. And we're pretty close now to where they're going to be able to finish us off. There's just a lot of things that they can do. We'll go ahead and die there. Just want them to deploy their leader, and they won't. Kill off their leader. Whew. All right, that was a lot to get through. And now we can swing 11 to base. And now we have the full Manatrix. And we can actually keep all of this because we can dirtle a little bit. Okay, so they have that. They will not be able to kill everything. So we'll see what happens. They could have a Chimera. They can do 12 damage, which can kill the bear or the other two, but not all of it. And hopefully that will be enough for us because one bear attack wins. And we will go ahead and win. This should not let him kill it before he dies. That would be the wrong way to do it. But I guess that's what's happening, which doesn't make any sense. I don't understand. Oh, maybe that is the way it happens. I don't know. That'll be, I guess it is, right? Because that's how it happened. But that was super odd. And we'll be able to finish him off with the spy here. So maybe we made a mistake there with the Bendu attack, or should have attacked differently. I don't know. We'll play our Krennic out. Pass. That was odd, though. We were able to go wide enough here, even with all the damage they were putting in, and we were able to finish them off. GG's. The Bendu thing was super interesting. So overall, I think this is one version of Krennic, right? You could see if you were building, say you're building it with yellow, right? You bring in legacy runs, you take out all the red stuff, you bring in legacy runs, you can bring in Garindin, you could run a droid package with Invisible Hand, and you can look at their hands on the first turn, then you can play Garindin, Disrupt, you can play Lothcat and sacrifice it to tap units. So a lot of different ways that you can take advantage of when deploy or when defeated. On the blue side, there's all kinds of things you can do, right? Blue force, non-force. There's a lot of when defeated options there. Think about the force ones with all the Night Sisters and things like that, and the advantages you can take. Fun leader, and you can get a lot of big stuff out on the blue side too. So we'll test it out with other colors in the future. We just wanted to try something with red, get it out. Hope everyone enjoyed it. As always, we ask you to like and subscribe. Come in the Discord if you want to talk about decks. We love the interaction with the community. We're working on some more giveaways, maybe some community tournaments. I really appreciate everyone hanging out. Have a great night.